Well, I'm gonna do my weekly divergent into the world of the husband of a teacher because I know you love it and it's so relevant to everybody that watches. So, well,
Okay. Whenever you're ready, I'm all ears. All
so
ears.
one of the things you got to know, Steve, is if you're married to a teacher, is that you're gonna get a lot of random packages through the door because your partner is going to spend a good proportion of their wages every month buying stuff for the classroom, particularly if they're a nursery teacher, because they basically buy all the toys and they just go round to random people's houses, go pick them up, get all the furniture, get all the nice toys. Every week we've got packages coming through the door. We've got people, she's going off to go and pick up new toys from other people. It's like, honestly, my house, I think, probably has more toys than a toy shop most of the time. Go
I
to
can do that.
Actually makes me go and visit a well-known furniture store, which I don't really enjoy going to. And it's not even for things for our house. It's for the ruddy classroom.
Oh, bless you.
There you
Feels
go.
like it for that week. To be fair, that one was quite tame. There was.
It's not tires in a forest, no. But it does show you how little resource our classrooms get, and it's no wonder our kids are growing up a little bit feral. No, I'm joking; they're not very feral, but it's no,
Yo,
it's,
just
no.
going to other topics. Oh, I don't know about that
Kids
one.
kids are not growing up feral, but
Or
it's
are they? Or are
it's
they?
or are they? It's a real challenge for I think kids and
Just say it, man.
teachers.
They're not getting paid enough. They were on strike the other day. Just say how it is. They're not getting paid enough, bro. Just voice your opinion.
I think actually, if you talked most teachers, my wife included, actually the strikes are largely not about the pay. Not that they probably wouldn't want more money because they're still being paid less than pre-recession, but for a lot of teachers, it's actually about the staffing levels in terms of resource. So a lot of issues are coming around, getting a bit serious now. Instead, a lot of issues that are coming out are actually around the fact that they're not getting the right levels of TAs for the classroom and things to support the kids that really need it. So the kids aren't getting the right sort of education support that they need, and the teachers aren't able to commit the time that the kids need because they haven't got enough TAs. And obviously, the government have basically said that any pay rises need to be funded by schools at the moment, which again will take more money out of the school budget, and again more money out of giving to TAs. And you've got a lot of academies now that obviously have a lot of senior structures and things, which to me, I don't know why they didn't just centralize it under a government system, so you don't need to have all these academies, because again that takes money out of the TAs and the classroom where you really need to spend the money. And I'm not saying there aren't some good academies out there, but to me the system's become very top heavy now because of the system that's been set up. And I think that's a lot of the frustration that teachers are having, as well as other things. But for a lot of teachers, it's not about the money, even though that's what's being portrayed in the classroom. And I think obviously there are some that are talking purely about the money, but for a lot, I think that really do care about the kids and things, it's about a lot more than that. Anyway,
I
there's
get
my
that.
there's my.
But basically, you don't want feral children, so it's fine. I get you. These feral children, these feral teachers, you know.
Ultimately, I like to think that most people, most teachers included, want what's best for the kids, and I think that's what's upsetting. That's not
You would hope
that's
so.
not what they're giving
Otherwise,
the kids.
otherwise you're in the wrong kind of job. But I feel like everyone's feeling the pinch because obviously the last couple of years, but you would probably say the last 3 years have probably been the most strenuous on any economy. So everyone's
Yeah,
feeling the pinch.
yeah. Except for, well, most people are. Like,
Well,
I
unless
guess
you're in oil or anything of that nature,
if you're on a lot of money, if you're earning a lot of money, then you're probably okay. You might have given up one of those £2,000 bottles of wine, but for the most part, you're quite all right.
yes, such a priority in my life, a £2,000 pound
That's
wine.
that's what, but like I think for people who are already on, if you have a lot of money, like energy bill rises, like that's a tiny fraction of the money you spend, so it's not going to have any impact on your life really.
Very true.
Like you think about the things that really impact the low income earners. We're talking about like food prices
Mm,
and fuel bills and things like that. Actually, if you're earning megabucks, most of your money isn't going to be going on those things. You'll spend a little bit more maybe than the average person, but not a huge amount more. So if you're rich, a cost of living crisis will have negligible impact on you.
Very good point. Wouldn't know, I'm not rich.
What's that?
So I wouldn't know, I'm not rich.
Neither am I, but like I'm reasonably comfortable. So
Yeah.
So the impact on me again is much less than on people who are right on the edge of falling out of having enough, you know.
Oh yeah, I've definitely had conversations with people, and just by generally just looking around, you can definitely tell that a lot of people are struggling. Where it should never come to the point where you're thinking food on the table or heating the house. So that is quite sad, but it's the reality we're living at the moment. Luckily, they still have a little bit of, I think there's a government grant where you get like 60 quid or something like that in the electricity bills or something of that nature, which is quite helpful. So you could probably buy yourself a little fan heater, which is probably going to eat a lot of it, but at least you still have some warmth. So everything helps.
It's really challenging, and it's a really challenging environment for a lot of people, and I think especially people who are doing okay, we really need to be considering the people around us and how we can help out and where we can. Be understanding if the government say actually you need to pay a little bit more as a high earner, because there's people who are really, really struggling, and I think, like, to me, that's just a fair trade.
Yeah, there's that, and then you get BP who are like, more or less publishing that, releasing their, what do you call it? My brain's
Profits.
not today, but yeah, their profits for the year, and there's obviously over 4 billion for just this year, and this year's not even finished yet. So I'm like, how can you say do that when people are absolutely struggling? It's absolutely sickening, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, they've got to report their profits, but you do think actually you've put all the prices up of things.
Yeah.
British Gas, for example, have just made, I think they've announced that, I think it was British Gas have just announced theirs, and they've like tripled their profits for the year. You just think, actually, you say you're struggling, so you're putting all the prices up, but you clearly, if you're tripling your profits, you're not being fair there.
Yeah.
I really do think as a country we need to look at whether we should have at least have I'm not saying only a government option, but I think we should look at whether we should have an government option for these things, because like EDF, the French-owned one, owns quite a bit of our power infrastructure. So we're then subsidizing the French like energy bills, and yet our government, it's all private. So all we're doing is lining the pockets of some quite wealthy individuals. And I'm not saying it's wrong to make money. We all
try
to
at the end of the day, you think we live, a bit more democracy. You want to help out those who can't really help themselves at the end of the day. So
yeah. A lot of it comes down to circumstance, doesn't it? So I really do think the government needs to look at whether they should have a government-owned, but at least have an option so that they can set the standard and say, right, well, that's the maximum price anyone should pay. So that's the price we're charging. And then if people see that, they'll go, we'll go there then.
Yeah.
I got real serious real quick.
No, I enjoyed it. I was already thinking, we've gone into quite a good tangent, which I quite enjoyed, and I was also learning a few new things as well because I didn't know about EDF Energy. So yeah, we can all learn a thing or two.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's EDF Energy. Like, again, some of the things I say are I'm taking from friends and family, so let me give them props again.
Name and shame them. So when we're wrong and get called out, I'll be like, yeah, that wasn't me. That was.
So I keep it quiet. If it's brilliant, it could be on me. If it's terrible, I'll still take it.
Either way, still win it.
Still me.